Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Amar bin Salim and I'm a marketing specialist with LUMS Office of Advancement. Welcome to this program. This program is going to be a conversation with two members of SDSB, Suleman Dawood School of Business, and we're going to be talking about the undergraduate programs offered at SDSB LUMS. So we welcome Miss Mahira Ilyas, who is not only a graduate of LUMS, she did her bachelor's here and then MBA as well, and is now currently serving the university as the Director for Undergraduate Programs. And we also welcome Ms. Roha Shahbaz, who is a senior enrolled in the Bachelor of Science program at SDSB, and she's majoring in Management Science. Welcome to both of you. So this question we get asked a lot, and I go to all these different schools in Pakistan, many of the schools in Pakistan. Students ask me, why should we go to the Suleman Dawood School of Business and pursue our undergraduate education there? Why should we spend 4 years of our life at SDSB? So I'm going to direct this question with no filters to you. Why SDSB?
So SDSB is the best business school in the country, right? And it is the flagship program at LUMS as well, as in it's a flagship school at LUMS. And our undergrad program and our MBA and all our programs are very rigorous and they're top of the line in the country. And in our undergrad program, we have two areas that the students can go into. So we have management science as an undergrad degree, and we also have accounting and finance. And we build skills through these two areas and get our students ready for the modern business world. We have faculty who are experts in their areas, and they bring in a lot to serve and educate our students.
And I think, yes, this is something that we also tell our students across Pakistan, right? So whenever I'm presenting, I tell the students, the potential LUMS students, that we have around 300 faculty members, 200 of them hold PhDs. And when I tell them about the universities that they are from, it sometimes feels as if I'm, मैं बना रहा हूँ with them. And I just tell them, no, I work with these faculty members. Some of them are from MIT, one would be from Harvard, from Yale, from all the great institutions in the world.
As you mentioned that I'm also an undergrad and an MBA from here. And so just to have faculty and teachers who are from Wharton, from Stanford, and who are bringing back, and who are Pakistanis, and who bring all of that back here is amazing.
It is. And the twist in your education, academic experience at LUMS is that your bachelor's, that was in computer science, and then you came back 6 years later for your MBA program. So there's a twist as well. And we're going to come back for that too. So Roha, coming to you. Again, what were you going through when you were done with your A-levels and you had to select a university for your undergraduate program? So were you really certain कि मैंने जो है SDSB जाना, I'm going to pursue my undergrad education at SDSB LUMS?
Okay, so basically I completed my A-levels with all sciences courses, and I was pretty confused about which path I want to take when I come to LUMS. But one thing was for sure, that I do want to come here because it gives you the opportunity to explore different schools and different courses. And that's something I still stand by, because when I did come to LUMS, I took courses from SSC, I took biology, I took SDSB courses, I took law courses. So that was for sure. And then after one semester, I decided that, this is where I do want to stay. And SDSB is the school that I want to pursue. That's something which made me take my decision.
Yeah, I was also going through the program structure for the Management Sciences program, and I was doing my own homework, and I figured, okay, so you have to complete a total of 43 courses. 23 of them have to be from the management science major. Then there are 10 from university and 10 university electives that you can, hop from one school to another for. So, कैसा experience था? मतलब, how do you think that adds to someone's personality and horizon? Okay, that you get this feasibility, कि आप एक school से दूसरे school जाकर different courses, and they don't really have to be management science centric.
Yeah, exactly. I think my undergraduate journey, hands down, has been the most life-changing part or aspect of my life so far. And the reason for that is I think it changes you professionally and personally, like in a personal capacity. Professionally speaking, I think my particular major gave me the opportunity to explore different schools and different courses, like ranging from data analytics, operations, management, Punjabi courses, like language courses, law courses, ethics, and science courses that was like our elective. So it gives you those necessary skills and equips you with them, which will help you in the modern world. And as we know, in today's world, you shouldn't be focused on one particular aspect only, and you should have a broad horizon when it comes to this. In a personal capacity, I think LUMS has changed me majorly because I have been able to interact with such diverse individuals here, which I never really thought I would, because I am from Lahore and I'm studying in Lahore. So that was a major concern that will I be exposed enough when I come here? I think it most definitely has. And when you interact with people from different places, different cultures, you learn how to basically equip yourself and just prepare for the world out there.
And this is probably one of the most beautiful aspects of LUMS life. This is what we say to students, that we're trying to create a mini Pakistan here. So we have participation from all the different, provinces and cities that you wouldn't even have heard of. From NB program or from multiple other avenues, we are getting participation from everywhere. And this prepares you for the market as well.
I think most definitely it does. And majorly when it comes to the societies here at LUMS and all of the flagship events that we have, it would amaze you that it has the highest show-up rate. And there are a lot of individuals who visit LUMS during the winters. And that's something which actually convinces them also to come here, because you get to see it in person and you get to have a taste of it. So that definitely convinces them.
Absolutely. Mahira, your bachelor's was, as I mentioned, is also from here. You were here in 2002 and then back in 2009, if I'm not wrong.
And 2008, as in 2010, I graduated.
2010 graduated. Okay. So when you see the LUMS of 2002 and compare it with today's LUMS, what are the main differences? How do you see that? It must be very nostalgic for you every day.
Yes, it's very special to have been here in the undergrad level, then at the master's level, and now in this role as a program director. I have so many memories with so many places and how things have changed and evolved over time. It has been a wonderful learning experience throughout. Like I said, with the undergrad, the diversity, like Roha is highlighting, it was just as special as it is for Roha. I mean, it was for me in the same way, learning anthropology, psychology, abnormal psychology, philosophy, and the option that, as a computer science major, you can take up these courses. The difference, I'd say, from that time to now is that हमारे पास limited options थी courses में. अब variety I met a student the other day and he was like, I'm taking this course in Qawwali. I was like, wow, कि मैंने कहा मेरे पास तो ये option नहीं थी, या कि sports का है. Sports की courses and that you can take as credit units, which I think is amazing. I mean, we would hear this or watch this in movies, right? क्या बच्चे होते हैं वही ले रहे होते हैं. Now to have that, available, and it's just so nice to see that yes, it's actually grown into that. So that's just wonderful, and I think it's great. And like you were asking, सिर्फ professional life में ये चीज़ें matter नहीं करती हैं, even just your personal development, just the fact कि जिस तरह से मैंने anthropology या philosophy पढ़ा था, मेरा mindset, it just expanded my world कि wow, we can look and think in so many different ways. या ये और चीज़ें होती हैं, that you can also relate to or understand. It's just wonderful.
So significant. मैं जब खुद भी हम जा रहे होते हैं, बात करते हैं aspirants से, तो हमको ये बताते हैं, okay, if you're majoring in management science, and maybe you could go to the School of Humanity and go take a course in study of religion, or maybe Qawwali, or maybe South Asian dancing, because there's some of the courses that are available. So it's very fascinating, and there are not many universities in Pakistan, you would know better, कि जो liberal arts या interdisciplinarity पे focus कर रहे हो.
And I think that's very special about LUMS. So that's another reason I would encourage, more students to apply, because it is such a holistic experience that you get. And we है कि आपके पास, it's not just kind of imposed on you कि आपने ये courses लेने. With all the different schools we have of law, engineering, education, all of them, social science and the business school, कि भाई आपकी option है, किसी ने ज़्यादा law के लेने हैं वो आप ले लें, किसी ने ज़्यादा आपने सिर्फ SDSB के ही लेना चाह रहे हैं, उसी में ही आपने electives pick करना चाह रहे हैं. So you have that room. And then also we kind of, also the way it's structured, जिस तरह से आप कह रहे थे कि भाई we also encourage कि भाई आप लें order. So you might not be thinking about it, or you might think कि हाँ नहीं बस मेरी यही degree related ही matter करता है, but it just adds so much and it feeds into what you're specializing in, And then when you go into the real world, again, we use key application. It's just...
And you can be the designers of your program yourself. I think you will agree.
Yeah.
I've said universities when it's like this, when you enter the university in the first semester, you're given a roadmap. These are the 8 semesters. आपने पहले semester में ये course पढ़ने, दूसरे में ये course पढ़ने, all through till the last semester. और इसमें ऐसे नहीं है आपके interdisciplinary education.
I think I would definitely vouch for this, because I've taken courses like media writing, human behavior, as we talked about, psychology, policy analysis, and that's actually something which I wasn't exposed to beforehand during my A-levels, and I realized how I do like public administration. So yeah, you get to explore a lot when it comes to this.
So एक बहुत significant part और हम इसको अक्सर discuss करते हैं कि probably the content remains the same, what we study at different universities for the same program. Yeah, of course. So what is it that makes LUMS a different institute or probably the most successful institute? इस सारी equation के अंदर what is it that and what is the pedagogy that we follow at the undergraduate level? I know कि वैसे तो हम MBA में case based method होते हैं लेकिन undergraduate में भी वही होता है?
Yeah, no. So case based is more. The MBA program is really built around that. However, even in our undergrad program, for like initial years, में तो of course it's foundational courses and theory building हो रही होती है उसमें. Like, as you go into the 200, 300 or 400 level courses, so there is, we do introduce cases to some degree. And they bring in that experience, okay, once you learn the theory, then you're able to apply it through these caselets that at times that we use. So we bring that in, हमारी अपनी faculty, brings in their or different flavors, the course options like we've suggested or said already. All that just makes it a fun experience. In addition to that, we also have, the students do their internship, independent study कर सकते हैं, senior projects होते हैं. So it's a mix of different forms of learning, right? Group में भी है, individual activities भी होती हैं, faculty linked होती हैं, जो इस तरह से इनकी extracurricular हैं. I mean, all of that kind of feeds into their overall learning.
Okay. LUMS is a research-oriented university, और ये जो business school के जो programs होते हैं उसमें you need to go to the market as well, and you need to get some be practical about it. So do students have enough opportunities to engage with the faculty members for research projects, or if they are sent to the market and actually do some field work as well? Is that possible?
So the undergrad program is not set up to be research-oriented in that way, but हमारे, again, like I said, to bring variety in that learning experience, some research-related courses भी होते हैं बच्चों के पास. And when they're doing their projects, and Roha can probably add to that, is that they do go out for certain assignments that they would have to go to companies, interview them. Certain courses में उनको surveys conduct करने पड़ते हैं, focus groups करेंगे. So in different forms, we do touch on it. But again, research all levels पे भी होता है. But yeah, we introduce and the students have a basic understanding.
तो आपने अभी तक engage हुए हो research projects?
Definitely. I think LUMS does advocate for research a lot. In each of the courses that I've taken throughout these 4 years, we've been assigned a project. And for most of them, like for the most part, we do have to conduct research. I'll give you an instance of this. So in my Introduction to Management Science course, I was in my sophomore year. I had to research about 40 police stations within Lahore. And we had to create an optimal linear programming model to optimize distance and, just the cost of it for emergencies. Other than that, there is this society, like real world problems. So for example, Grand City Khari is a society within Lahore, and we had to solve their dilemma, which was of hiring in-house dealers or conducting marketing to other people. So yeah, and my decision analysis course helped a lot in that. Other than that, I think I'm also doing a student research project right now with one of the instructors, and it's an independent one on political cues and marketing and what that affects when it comes to all of these political situations in the country. So I think it definitely does equip you with a lot of opportunities to conduct this research, and it helps you later on in your master's as well when you publish your own papers, etc. Although like one would say that maybe this is from the humanities stream, or we find people from there doing this more often, but I think I would disagree because I've also done it and a lot of people are doing it right now at SDSB as well.
So I think आप जब भी किसी चीज़ को aspect को discuss करते हो, there's always a management aspect at least.
Exactly.
ठीक है. For example, you're talking about the police stations and you're talking about the housing societies, as you mentioned कि आपने उस पर research पर काम किया. In my own opinion, very personal opinion, I think the biggest dilemma that we are faced with is dearth of good managers. So उसकी वजह से, of course, there is a management element that is always going to be there, sure. So I'm going to come back to you, Roha, but right now I have a very important question to discuss with Mahira. But before that, I should let you know that LUMS Suleman Dawood School of Business is the first and the only business school in Pakistan that has scored the AACSB accreditation. And there are only probably slightly above 800 business schools across the globe with this elevated certification that makes us, be amongst the top 5% business schools. But Mahira, what does having a AACSB accreditation mean for a business school?
Like you've highlighted, it's a very prestigious accreditation to have. There are not many business schools that do have it, and so it's a rigorous process to get that done. And so again, that kind of highlights or reflects the status or the standard that we have maintained at the business school, and why again it is encouraged for students to apply, because that shows that it is one of those top business schools out there. And like you said, that's the only one that exists in Pakistan which has that AA CSB accreditation. उसमें यही है कि वो certain standards expect करते हैं कि आपने maintain किए हुए हों. So again वो highlight करता है for everybody कि हम जो है अपने standards रख रहे हैं और आप उस पे ही evolve और improvement build करते जाते हैं. So
मतलब वो standards तो इतने easy to achieve नहीं हैं, तभी तो सिर्फ पाकिस्तान में एक है. And I think India में शायद there are 6 or 7 maybe. Pakistan, there is just one. Although I know there are other business schools trying for that, but it definitely is not an easy process.
It's a whole process, and to be able to to meet those levels, to make sure कि वो सारी चीजें capture हो रही है, evidence है, how we're structuring everything, all of that comes into it. And so again, like I said, it's just a proof of what we keep saying, that okay, we are the best that is here.
Okay, I'm going to come to you, Roha. Roha, so you're majoring in management science, right? So why didn't you go for accounting and finance?
Why didn't I?
Why didn't you go for it?
Okay, so for me, I think initially when I came to LUMS in my freshman year, I took the management sciences stream, and the reason for that was that I wanted a broad aspect when it came to all of these courses. As I mentioned before, that I was really confused about it, and I think management sciences equipped me with that when it came to all of these courses, ranging from operations to managerial aspects to data analytics and just decision analysis. And for me, I really liked coding. So, and decision analysis and data analytics is all about it. And it's all about case-related issues where we have to analyze it. So, yeah, that was something I had found interest in, which is why I ended up pursuing it.
This is what we tell to the prospective applicants that, this degree, management science, is all about data-driven decision-making. So you're from collecting data to making sense of it, and then, making suggestions on the basis of the data that you've collected.
Exactly.
So this degree is about that.
And
put it in a nutshell.
Even when it comes to like marketing courses, I've taken so many. Like as I mentioned, policy analysis courses, which SDSB offers. So it's genuinely a broad horizon when it comes to the management science program.
Right. So, and what about the accounting and finance, which is the other major?
Yeah. So in accounting and finance too, so both programs, MGS and ACF, they're meant for, they build in students critical thinking and reasoning. That's like core or exists in all of them. But there are other skills of data and data analysis that are looked at, or decision-making in terms of that data in the MGS, while accounting and finance is focused on the areas of accounting and how you can, the students learn about knowledge in this area, and then how you can apply or, present or work with accounting-related information with different types of users for different needs in the market or in the business. Same with finance, the financial knowledge of finance area ki hai, understanding, they build the foundations of that. And then how can that bring value in financial markets,
और donation दोनों programs ही एक ही है, मतलब वो भी 4 साल में है, ये भी 4 साल के अंदर
एक ही उसका है. I mean, students join in पहले साल में, they have common courses or core courses जो दोनों whether you are MGS या ACF वो पहले साल में choose नहीं करते हैं. उनके पास option होती है, they go through the courses. Some students have already in their mind that they want to do one or the other, and once they're done with the first year, then they pick kaun sa area do we want to go into accounting and finance. I mean, they sign up for it officially then.
Is it true कि अगर कोई student हमारे पास accounting and finance में enroll होता है, so when they're done with their program, they could go for ACC and they get exemptions?
Exactly. So we have this partnership with ACCA, which is again an important certification, a global certification that is there. Our courses have been set up, or we've built them in such a way that for certain modules in ACCA, once you've taken our courses, you get exemptions from that. And this is again very special for people who want to do
those would be foundation level courses, right?
G
F1 through F9 if I'm not wrong. और उसके बाद फिर हमने simple professional level papers पे जाना होता है.
Yes.
Okay. And one of the best features about LUMS education, undergraduate programs, by the way, to be specific, is that हमारे पास multiple exchange programs हैं with linkages and different universities के साथ, international universities के साथ. So we have SOAS, we have National University of Singapore, We have Koch University and multiple other universities that you could go to and spend a semester over there. So, Mahira, how does that work out for an undergraduate student?
So if you're part of SDSB, usme in third year and fourth year, may students have the option that they can go into these exchange programs with our partner universities.
Yeah.
And so the beauty about that is that students get to pay fees जो आप LUMS में pay करते हैं.
Yes.
And you get to go and study in these arenas. आपके वो credits फिर इधर count हो जाते हैं.
Count हो जाते हैं. So you don't have to spend an additional semester when you come back.
मतलब आपको सिर्फ just to travel और वहाँ की अपने
airfare, lodging expenses वगैरह
उसके अलावा जो पढ़ाई का है वो सारा, I mean, what you're paying here.
And how valuable would that be कि students जो है वो अपना to some extent becomes a joint degree program, right? Although we understand कि आपको joint दूसरे university की degree नहीं मिल रहा होता है, but yes, you're taking up a couple of courses from a different university at a whole different country.
I mean, and just imagine कि वो exposure, that experience of being in another, so a lot of students may not have traveled outside. And just to get that exposure, interacting with other nationalities, और उनके तरीके से वो courses, or, how the teachers there are, and you're learning with the class and the students, मतलब, I think वो बहुत enriching होता है for our kids.
So students who are considering to apply to LUMS, you should know that there are multiple elements in the admissions equation, in the admission criteria. So we're going to be looking at your application, we will be looking at your academic record and your performance in the admission test as well. So if you talk about the admission test and you're applying to the Suleman Dawood School of Business, there are three options from which you can select. So you could either go for SAT, which is Scholastic Aptitude Test, or you could go for ACT, which is American College Testing. And if you don't want to go for either of the two, then we have LCAT for you, LUMS Common Admission Test. So before we go on and dig deep with regards to the admission criteria and what matters the most, I'm going to go for that particular question to Ms. Mahira. First, I'm going to go to Roha. Roha, what do you suggest? How should someone prepare for SAT or ACT or LCAT?
Okay, so
Which one did you go for?
I gave my SAT exam.
SAT.
So I would probably mention this. For that, I think since it tests your basics of English and grammar and reading, so it basically tests your three things, grammar, reading, and maths. And that's all pretty basic. So I took a structured approach when I had to prepare for this. I gave, there are a lot of sample diagnostic tests. So I solved all of them, one per week. So it doesn't even take a lot of time, just 3 to 4 hours.
Just 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, that's true. 3 to 4 hours per week, which is fine, I think, because one diagnostic test runs that long. And all of you will be able to easily identify particular concepts which you're weak at, and then you can just watch a YouTube video and you're good to go. Honestly, it's not that difficult at all.
And how difficult was it to, write your own application, your motivation statement? Was that a purpose of, so statement of purpose, वो कैसा experience था?
Yeah, for that, I think it's very personal. It's called personal statements.
You don't have to reveal the contents of the statement.
Yeah, I think I've basically mentioned my passion and what I've been really passionate about since I was in grade 8. And I pretty much filled it all up with that. So I think it's pretty easy to write it, as long as you're not copying it, or as long as you're not writing the basic structure that, I want to come here. Yeah, exactly. And not just, I want to come here, but you need to give a reason as well. How can you add value?
Yeah, exactly.
For instance, I mentioned that I want to become a perfumer. And that was something which at that time I think was very different. So it probably attracted LUMS to keep me.
If you still want to be a perfumer, that's going to be a discussion. Coming to you, Mahira. Mahira, what counts the most? Performance in the admission test? Your OA levels or FSC or metric or your statement of purpose? What matters the most?
So the entire application form, the admissions form, जो चीज़ें उस पे features हैं, such as the personal statement, recommendation letters अगर कुछ में होते हैं तो वो, and of course, primary is merit, your overall performance. That is what we stand for, and we want to build that, or continue with that. And so we want excellence from our applicants as well. And there's a lot of competition. A lot of students are applying. हमें कहीं ना कहीं एक limit भी लगानी पड़ती है because of capacity and all of logistics purposes. But that is our priority. And like you said or mentioned, get your personal statements and any additional information that is asked or part of that mission, everything is considered.
Everything is considered. So that is what we tell the students. So we take a very holistic approach when we are evaluating your applications. It's not like this, we're going to consider your O-levels grade And on the basis of your O-levels grades, we're going to make your decision. We're going to make a decision about your application to LUMS. We're going to consider everything. O-levels hai, A-levels hai, apne metric FSC kiya, IB kiya, high school diploma kiya, what have you. And then with your performance in the admission test, आपका LCAT, SAT, ACT, सब में जो भी आपने exam दिया उसमें score कैसा था, and then what you wrote in the statement of purpose. तो ये सारी चीज़ें मिला के हमें एक अच्छा आइडिया होता है कि हमारे लिए would you be a suitable candidate and if we are a suitable university or school for you. And at the same time काफ़ी ज़्यादा question मुझे आता है कि SAT का जो है cut off क्या है. So there is no minimum score that we have established for SAT, but the average that we have seen over the past couple of years is 1350. So, and this does not mean that 1350 से अगर किसी का थोड़ा नीचे आ गया score तो उसको admission नहीं मिलेगा. As I mentioned, I'm going to take you back to the same point. We take a very wholesome approach when we're evaluating the application. At the same time, किसी का SAT score से ज़्यादा आगे does not guarantee admission. And you should also know that minimum eligibility in terms of your O-levels is that you need to have an average of Bs across 8 courses. And then A-levels में 2 Bs and a C's average. Conditional offer आपको जब मिल जाती है तो 2 Bs and a C's की average अगर आ जाती है, so the offer stands. Final question, last question. How easy or difficult it is for SDSB undergraduates when they graduate to get placed?
So we ready them with the different skills that we mentioned in both of our programs for the job market. And if some students want to pursue their master's aage jaake bhi. So, I mean, it depends on the courses that they're taking that are core and important as part of their specialization. Additional courses appear, but they have that room. And I mean, they've done internships by that time. If they need to, they've had interactions with guest speakers that come in from the industry. We have career fairs and that are set up where they get to interact with them. We do mock-up interviews as well and stuff like that. So we make them ready for that initial stage of hiring that is done. And, we have our students working in all...
support system available.
Yeah, and our students go into all sorts of areas and all companies locally and internationally, by the way.
Locally and internationally.
And so,
LUMS is partners with over 1,600 local international recruiters, I should let you know. And we have maintained a 95% employability index. And also, so I'm a marketer, so I have to talk about all the positive things about LUMS. So yes, we have been ranked by QS as top ranked. We have been top ranked by QS in terms of graduate employability in Pakistan. So we are the #1 institute when it comes to that. And Roha, finally, are you going to go for masters or are you going to hit the job market?
Definitely the job market, at least for a year or two. I'm really into consulting right now, so I'm doing those case method reps. So yeah, that's my plan.
You're about to graduate. All the very best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us today. Just remember that if you're considering to apply to the Suleman Dawood School of Business at LUMS, the last day to fill in your online application is 1st February 2023. And make sure we have all the supporting documents latest by 3rd February 2023. And the dates for ACT, SAT, and LCAT are all available on the website. And if you're still confused about anything, or if you have any queries that haven't been answered yet, make sure you're writing to us at admissions@lums.edu.pk. We look forward to welcoming you.